Welcome to another edition of Florida Newsmakers. I'm Trimmel Gomes with our very special guest, Kevin McCarty, the Insurance Commissioner of Florida. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
When it comes to the Federal Affordable Care Act and its mandate for insurance company to provide coverage to everyone regardless of pre-existing conditions, your analysis is that that's going to cause rates to jump up. Explain why.
Well, actually, July 31st, the much anticipated rates were released by the office. And the indication is that rates for individual market will be going up 30 to 40%. And in the small group market, those rates will be going up from 5 to 20%. And that's mostly being driven by the guarantee issue. Florida does not have guarantee issue, and that's the primary cost driver.
But federal officials are saying that these rates are not going to be as dramatic as they may seem. They're going to be more affordable.
Well, there's a couple things at play. First of all, when you take away underwriting and you add benefits, the rates have no place to go but up. But there are subsidies available to consumers as well as federal tax credits that will make those increases more palatable.
But whatever the rates may be, Floridians will get a chance to know exactly based on the new law. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Everything has to come out in writing.
Yes, that's correct. We have a disclosure form. The legislature passed a requirement that a one-time disclosure form be made available to all consumers for purchasing coverage on or after January 1st to let them know the basis for the rate increases.
One of your biggest priorities is to depopulate Citizens Property Insurance, the state's largest insurer. How is that effort coming along?
Well, last year we had a record year for the number of takeouts. We had 425,000 plus policies slated to come out. Unfortunately, only about half of those actually came out. The legislature this year enacted some very important changes that will help give us additional tools for keeping policies from going into Citizens. And we have a number of companies already lined up to take policies out this year with over 300,000 slated to come out in November.
Do we have to worry about seeing rates increase?
Well, right now, this is probably the best market I've seen for hurricane coverage in my tenure as Insurance Commissioner. There's a great deal of new capital coming to the marketplace. Florida relies on outside capital. Most of our market is domestic market, where companies are grown here in Florida, and we tap the reinsurance market. And there's a tremendous amount of capital coming into the marketplace today.
Florida Blue, an insurance giant with over 4 million people, they're going through a big reorganization. How's that going? You guys are holding hearings across the state.
Yes, we've just recently concluded a hearing on the applications that Florida Blue has made with regard to their structure and creating two new entities underneath their structure. And there is some controversy whether or not it should be able to take that policyholder money and take it outside of the holding company.
What's the goal of this reorganization?
The structure is being modified so they can be more nimble in the marketplace in view of the Affordable Care Act.
Since the PIP reorganization, PIP reform law we've seen in sessions past, where are we now?
Well, you know, the legislature passed sweeping reforms last year to help address the cost drivers for PIP insurance. Unfortunately, that is put in abeyance. There was a court challenge in January, and we're waiting to go to a hearing later this year.
So, Commissioner McCarty, there's so much more to your agency. Tell us more about what else you guys are involved with.
Well, we're involved in all aspects of insurance. I think most people think of insurance, they think primarily of PIP insurance and homeowners insurance. Of course, we cover all aspects of health and life, licensing the companies, market conduct, and making sure companies are abiding by the Florida Insurance Code and being fair to consumers, as well as approving products before they come to market.
And as we are in the midst of hurricane season, you're encouraging Floridians to make sure that they have flood insurance. Why isn't this in a typical policy?
Well, I think that's a very good point. Most homeowners in Florida do not realize that flood is not a covered peril on your homeowner's policy. So Florida is susceptible to storm surge and flooding, and we encourage all Floridians to buy flood insurance if it's available.
All right, and how's this season going?
So far we've been relatively storm-free. This is another year. Of course, the worst is ahead of us, and so it remains to be seen. So we need to make sure that we keep our prepared for our evacuation if necessary, or preparing our homes in the event of a storm.
All right, well, Commissioner McCarty, thank you so much for joining us, and to our viewers, we'll catch you next time.